Now the Hoka Clifton 9 and the Arahi 7 may look similar, but they feel completely different underfoot and are designed for completely different purposes. I'm going to break down these features so you have a better idea of which shoe might work best for you. Welcome to Flawless Shoe Reviews. I'm James, a foot and ankle specialist, and providing reviews on footwear for over 10 years. So if we look at the Clifton 9 in the upper, it's a really tight knit fit on the top, so if you've got a wider fit you may not enjoy it as much, so it wraps around your toes more like a race knit fit. And then as we move up the shoe, we've got a gusseted padded tongue and we've got nice padding around the heel counter. We've got quite a similar fit on top of the Arahi 7, so they change it a little bit in terms of the engineered mesh on top on the 7 compared to the 6. It still wraps around the foot quite tightly. It comes in a wider version as does the Clifton 9, but it's important to be aware if you don't like that tight fit. It's got a nice padded tongue as well that's gusseted but doesn't have as much padding around the heel counter. It's got a moderately stiff heel counter, so that means that it provides extra support to your ankle, helps stabilize it when you initiate contact with the ground. But when we get underneath the shoe, that's where they completely differ. So in the Arahi 7 we've got a J-frame in the midsole, so that's denser cushioning that runs under the bottom of the shoe all the way along the inside up to the top of your big toe. So it's unique in terms of this J-frame as a denser type of cushioning, so when you apply pressure to it you don't sink into it as much. So if you think when you pronate inwards, helps reduce and control that motion. However, in the Clifton 9 we don't have that feature, so it's very much more of a neutral shoe, but it does have some stability elements to it. So we've got some sidewalls on the inside and the outside of the shoe. They come up, cradle your foot, help to provide stability, keep your foot centered in the shoe as you move. It's got some sole flare, which is where the sole comes out wider than where your foot sits in the shoe. This helps to keep your foot centered in the forefoot alongside having a broad base of support. We don't see as much sole flare in the forefoot in the Arahi 7. However, the J-frame with the broad base of support makes it a very good mild to moderate stability shoe. It's also got a CMEVA cushioning, which is a relatively responsive cushioning, so it's quite a snappy shoe, unlike the Gaviota 5, which is the max stability shoe in the Hoka version, which is a bit more of a plush cushioning. This is much more responsive. We've got a similar type of CMEVA cushioning in the Clifton 9, so it's very responsive, quite snappy, really good if you want to walk in it, but also great for those longer runs. They can do shorter runs, up tempo, faster work, not necessarily race pace work that we might see in something like the Celio. However, it's more of a workhorse of a shoe. It can clock up huge amount of mileage. We've got about 300k in this shoe, and we can see just some mild wear on the outer aspect of the shoe. Similarly, in the Arahi 7, it can clock up huge amount of miles. It is a little bit slow of a shoe because it's a little bit heavier, coming in around 272 grams versus 242 grams in a size 9 men's US. They both have a 5mm heel drop with 32 mils in the rear foot, 27 in the forefoot in the Clifton 9, whereas in the Arahi 7 we've got 34 in the rear foot, 29 in the forefoot, so just a little bit more padding underfoot. So in summary, we've got two very similar shoes in terms of the midsole and the fit, but we've got more stability elements in the Arahi 7. They're both excellent shoes if you want to do all different types of workouts. You can use them for walking in all day or standing in all day. The 5mm drop means that you got a nice even distribution of force across your foot. They're a real workhorse of a shoe, incredible durability underfoot. If you've got any questions on them, leave in the comment section below. We got links in the description for you to pick them up. Buying through the links helps fund the channel without affecting the price that you pay. Otherwise, if you found the video helpful, like and share and subscribe. It makes a massive difference. Thank you very much for tuning in.